Hello, Soul Biz Sisters. Welcome to the Soul Biz Sisters community, fostering the soul of your business. I'm Penny.
And I'm Nancy, and today we have an extraordinary Soul Biz sister with us. And she spent many years creating programs in private schools, public schools, bringing into the public schools some of the pieces that we're just now seeing in the 2000s, and yet she was bringing those programs into the public schools way back in the 80s. And she created a center for women and a center for mothers. And the last 20 years, she has been a professional licensed counselor, just assisting people to fall in love with themselves. And we have with us today Betsy Allen. Welcome, Betsy, to the Soul Biz Sisters community.
Thank you.
What a beautiful way to describe your business, assisting women to fall in love with themselves. But what we know now is that you're on another journey of your next step. And I know your business has been a soul business. Now you're going to the next place with your business, with your personal growth, changing location, changing what you're doing, and really trusting that journey. And when we were getting ready, I heard you say, I'm not in charge. So what I would love to know is, how are you accomplishing all of this without being in charge?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not even sure I'm accomplishing it. It's been amazing. The next thing just keeps showing up. And so...
Tell me more about that. The next thing keeps showing up. Explain that a little bit more.
So what's happened is I am leaving here and I'm going someplace else, someplace totally different.
Yes.
And I have sold my house in a time when people said, well, you can't sell your house. That's not going to happen. And I said, well, but what I want is somebody who's tall and they love the river, and along they came. And so there was something about getting excited about what the house wanted, what the land wanted, what would be best for the neighbors, and just allowing space for that. And not controlling it, and not thinking that I knew the answer, or that I even knew what the outcome was going to be.
And so is this a lot about release?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Surrendering to the best, the highest good, and I don't necessarily know what that is. So that's letting go of the picture of it, because it always ends up being bigger than I could have imagined or dreamt.
So allowing the next step takes an amazing amount of trust. I know that. So is that something you've always had, or do you feel you've developed that level of trust over the years to be able to be in this place now?
Oh, I absolutely developed it. No, I was totally controlling and manipulating my environment and trying to make it be the way I would be safe or I would be comfortable.
How did you go from manipulating your environment to trusting completely and releasing your home, everything in your home, and leaving? How did you go from one to the next?
Yeah, and leaving your current business.
Yes, and
trusting
leaving your
that
business
the next
too.
one's going to come.
Yeah.
I would say what I did was I had to walk through my own pain. And I had to walk through the truth of what I denied in my life. And be honest with myself about things. So I stopped protecting myself from knowing the truth. And I lived with and felt all of the emotions that were there.
And that's how a woman would walk through her pain, is to, did you say, live with and feel the emotions? Or how would you say a woman walks through her own pain? How could you tell someone?
Well, you have to slow down, and you have to stop being so busy that you don't have time for introspection. You have to slow down so you can feel the messages in your body and the sensations and the emotions. And you have to allow what's there to be there, instead of defending or protecting or compensating, or all of the things that we learn to do in our culture.
I think you've hit on a key point, Betsy, because I think sometimes, especially when we are business women as well, we do. We allow ourselves to be so busy that we don't stop to feel what emotions are coming up. So how would you say, too, that a woman really developing or living her purpose through her business and having a soul business, how important is this in her business?
Oh, I think it's very important. And I also think it's not something that you do alone, that you do it in either a group context or you do it with someone that you trust that will witness you. Because the reason we avoid it is because we have old beliefs from childhood, old conditioning of it's not okay, it's not safe, it's not, good, girls don't do that, whatever the beliefs are. And we're still having a young child running the show.
A young child, like within ourselves?
A young child saying, this is scary,
exactly.
well, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to go there. And so the skills that we develop as mature women, they fall by the wayside when we've got a little terrified 7-year-old saying, no, 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 no.
Right, 7-year-old inside of
Inside,
ourselves.
yes.
Exactly,
Yes.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
So finding your voice and being able to express that and having other women hear it and witness it.
Yeah.
That's huge. I love that, having witnesses to what we're doing.
Right, in a safe environment
Yes.
where we feel trust. Because otherwise we're protecting ourselves and we're not being honest.
And that trust really is a part of our Soul Biz community as well. We have our pillars, and one of our pillars has to do with really trusting ourselves enough to know that we are worthy of the choices we're making. And it sounds like when we do that work, we gain that confidence and that trust to make choices like the huge choice you're making right now.
Absolutely, and what we do is we hand our trust to somebody outside of us.
Somebody.
Somebody outside of us.
Like a husband or a...
Like a husband
Yeah.
or a boss or someone that we think is stronger, and we take a different role. We take a more passive role. And what needs to happen is we need to trust ourselves. We need to trust that we're good for our word. We need to trust that we'll do what we say we'll do. And often we make deals with ourselves and then we don't follow through. Whether it's I'm going to lose 20 pounds or I'm going to get a good night's sleep or I'm going to walk every day, whatever those goals are. And then we let ourselves down. We abandon ourselves.
And yeah, when we do that, what happens then to that trust piece?
Well, then we don't have trust with ourselves. And that's where the trust needs to be.
We really avoid it.
Yeah.
Avoid it altogether. So we have been so blessed to get to witness you on this journey, living from this place of I'm not in charge and allowing every magnificent thing to fall into place and show up for you. So just before we close, would you just share the gift of, because the work is hard.
Yes,
just even
the
what
work
you
is
were
hard.
just describing, the work is not easy.
No.
But just share the gifts of living from that place.
Oh my gosh, there's total freedom. One of the things that I've learned is if it's not 100% yes, it's a no. So my life is juicy. And I'm doing what feels right in all of me. So I don't have resentment. I'm joyful. It's living life from inside out, from a place of groundedness, from a place of centeredness. And it's really profound.
Profound. Well, welcome to the Soul Biz Sisters community, Betsy.
you.
This is Soul Biz Sisters scarf, and it's to always remind you of that 100% yes and your magnificence.
Oh,
So
thanks,
welcome
Nancy.
to our community.
Thank you.
And I can tell you, when you live from this place, others are really attracted to it. So we'll look forward to hearing the rest of the journey with you, Betsy.
Thanks.
Thanks so
Absolutely.
much for being with us. Come on into the Soul Biz Sisters community, where we'll continue to have extraordinary discussions with women and foster the soul of your business.
We'll see you on the inside.
And at the top.